Welcome to TryRide. Today we will be knowing about encapsulation and access modifiers. Encapsulation. Now coming on to encapsulation. Encapsulation is the concept of bundling or binding datas, that is fields, and methods, that is functions, to operate on the data into a single unit, typically a class. It also means restricting data access to some of the users, some of the objects, components, which is a way to protecting the internal state of an object, which is the way to protecting an internal state of an object. Now there comes the benefits of encapsulation, because it restricts the uses for some users or others to encapsulate to go into the data. That's why it must be having some benefits. It protects the internal state of the object from unintended or harmful changes. For making any changes, you can always go into the data and do some changes. From that, it protects the program. Now it helps in maintaining the code more easily. Like example, changing internal implementations without affecting other code. It promotes, now coming to other point, it promotes modularity and cleaning code architecture. The achievement of encapsulations can be done by the achievements. These achievements can be done by making the field private. Secondly, providing basic getter and setter method to access and update the value of private field, access and update the value of private field. Now access modifiers. Now coming to the access modifier. They provide accessibility or visibility to classes, methods, and variables of one classes by others. It provides accessibility or visibility to classes, methods, and variables of one classes by others. Now the access modifier are public, private, protected, and default. For public, they are accessible anywhere. These public classes, methods, variables, and etc. are accessible anywhere. Now private, they are accessible only within the classes in which they are declared. Now protected, accessible within the same package and in the subclass. Even if they are of different packages. Now default, accessible only within the same package. They are accessible only within the same package. Also known as package private access. Now some of the best practices as is still observed are, now some of the best. First we will see some of the things. For a better understanding, we will see some things. Yeah, now coming here, we come we come to know that public, they're accessible, public, they're accessible by classes, packages, subclasses, and the world. They're accessible everywhere. Similarly, protected are accessible except the world. They are accessible within the classes, packages, and subclasses. And now default modifiers. Default modifiers, they are accessible within the classes and packages only. They are accessible within the classes and packages only. And private, they are accessible within the classes. They are accessible only within the classes. They are accessible only within the classes. Now, as we were going further, we have some of the best practices still observed. Now, we have to always make the classes fields private, unless there is a strong reasons to avoid it. We have to always make the class field private unless there is a strong reason to avoid it. Now, use getter and setter to read and update fields. To update fields, we should use getter and setter, and use the best permissive access level needed as field or method. We have to use the best permissive access method level for the field or methods. Encapsulation helps in implementing data hiding, violation, and maintainability. Now let's go to a task. To understand better and encapsulate. To understand this better, let's encapsulate student data and provide methods to access it. We have to encapsulate student data and provide method to access it. For this, we will be moving to Eclipse. Where we can see our programs. Yeah, we have the students class already prepared there. Students. Yeah, this is the student class only. Now, we have the student class. This class only. You have the student class. We have the public class as students. These are the fields in that student class: string name, int roll number, and double grade. Now there is a constructor named as students only, which has the parameters as student name, roll number, and grade. Now we are assigning all these by the help of constructor. The name is this dot name equals name, this dot roll number equal roll number, and this dot grade equals grades. Now we are using getter and setter. Public string get, this is a method. Public string get name. This is a method. Public string get name, and this will return the name. Yeah, we are using getter for this. We are using getter for the name. Public string get name and return name. Now for setter, public void string name, set names, public void set name, and the variable string name. This dot name equals name. Now for the roll number, we have public int get roll number, and this returns roll number, and public void public set roll number and int roll number. This dot roll number equals to roll number. Similarly, for the grade, we have public double get grade and return grade. And for that setter path, we have the public void set grade double grade. We have the double grade. Here are the parameters. If grade is greater than 0, greater than equal to 0, and grade is less than 100, less than equal to 100. If it is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, and the grade is less than or equal to 100, this dot grade equals grade. Else system dot out print it will print invalid grade. Yeah. Now coming on to the display option. We have the display in student info. We have made a method display student info. It will print the name of the students, the roll number, and the grade. Here, now coming to the main part. Here we have the line. We are making the student 1 as object of this class, and we are providing the various informations like Alice is the name of the student, like we have seen. We have the name, roll number, and grade. We have the name, roll number, and grade. The name is Alice, and the roll number is 101 or 101, and the grade is 88.5. 88 point marks they achieved. Now using the student dot method, using the student dot method name and student one dot method name, we are getting displaying the student information, and student one dot grade name, that will display the grade of the student. I did grade validate grade update. Here it will upgrade the grade. Wait, yeah, you can see that it will upgrade the grade, and it will set grade the grade. Yeah, it will set invalid grade. It will set grade the grade. Yeah, it will update and it will set. Yeah, similarly for update, displaying, for the displaying information, we have the we have to call student pointer display info, display student is info, display student info, this method. Yeah, for displaying the information. Now when we run this program, we are able to see, yeah, student name, student roll number, student name. We are able to see the student name, his roll number, and his grade 88.5. Yeah, and invalid grade must be between 0 to 100. That is also a reason, this is also a value that will be stored there. Yeah, because it's in this function only, and after that it will show this must be between, if it is invalid, it must be between 0 and 100. But for this part, we have taken after grade, after update, we are showing the update and downgrade grade also the same thing at the same time. After upgrading, we are upgrading the name by Alice, and his row number is 101 and 95.5. We have is very well easily here seen here that his grade is upgraded to 95.5. Yeah, and if it will be more than 100, it is invalid one. Yeah, it should be between 0 to 100, 0 to 100. Yeah, or equal to 100 or equal to 0, and everything is as shown here above in the program. Yeah, you can very well have a look at it. The grade should be between 0 and 100, and this dot grade is equal to grade. Now first we have to set the grade. The first grade was 88.5, and now we have upgraded to 95.0. Yeah. Now thanks. This part is over. Thanks.